Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're all doing well. This is my recap for season 10, episode 6, DragCon, DragCon promotion, DragCon advertisement episode. um, yeah, I didn't think this was the best episode, really, to be honest, but I think it was good from an emotional character development emotional story kind of standpoint, which is, that's another thing you get from Drag Race, which is entertaining and good and useful. So I thought it was good for that. One thing I wanted to flag was the whole wearing your own merch thing, because I'd noticed already that Aquaria has been wearing, I know I'm always mean about Aquaria, but she's been wearing her own merch pretty much, not every week, but every now and again. And what I really like about Drag Race in the past is that queens have been wearing each other's merch. And sometimes they've been wearing, like, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was wearing, like, Candy Ho's merch the season before Candy Ho was on Drag Race. Like, I don't know. Just that I like that they wear each other's merch, and I think that's really nice. And actually, Mimi I'm First, way back when, because we just rewatched season 3, she came in on the first day wearing her own merch. First day as a boy, wearing her own merch. And I was like, I just feel like that's a sign that I don't know. I just think it's kind of shows that they're a bit more about themselves than anybody else, but maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but that's what I do. Anyway, I thought the mini challenge was quite entertaining, but a bit weird. Like, it was a weird, like, fetish video, which was fine, but I don't know. I also thought it was pretty... If I had been doing it and I had been forced to sit on a fish or a pork chop, I would have been really, really, really upset. And the fact that they made Miss Cracker sit on a pork chop was hopefully an oversight from the production team and not an intentional thing to do something scandalous, because I think she was a bit upset that they made her do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading more things into it, but, just thought that was a bit like, ugh, okay. So the Maxi Challenge was put on a panel for DragCon. Initially I thought, oh, this is a good idea, because they will all appear at DragCon after this. They will all have to be on panels. This is like a skill they're going to need. But it was another kind of improv-y challenge, like straight after a pure improv challenge last week. And I don't know, I think it worked obviously because of the numbers, and it was like 3 groups of 3, and that's why they did it. But I didn't really find the panels, any of them, really very fun to watch. And I don't think even Rupaul and the judging panel seemed very interested in it half the time. And I don't know how much was cut out, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was a great Maxi Challenge, to be honest. Did any of those panels work? Question mark. The wig one was the worst of all, because either they hadn't practiced enough or they just didn't have a rapport between them, and it was just really not entertaining at all. So yeah, straight onto the runway. I thought the runway theme was really, really good, and something that, you can't get behind loads of hats. So I thought that was great. Obviously, Miss Cracker was really great. I like Cameron's kind of whatever it's called, not geodesic dome. There's a word for that moving hat thing. I can't think of it right now. That was good. Thank God Monet Exchange had like an amazing look. that was such a great look, and I was really pleased that she came out with something so bold and so well put together and so great, and I was just like, thank God, well done, brilliant, good. Eureka's look was really great. Like, again, I guess maybe we were a bit over Eureka in the first few weeks, but she's really pulled it back now, and it's very impressive, and I'm pleased for her. I think this look was really, really good. Her eye makeup was really great. I know she used contacts again, which I don't think she's used contacts before, but I think contacts are a bit of a gimmick. But it looked really good within that look. So, yeah, a cape. I liked Blair's look. And I liked her makeup. Yeah, I thought that was a good look. I don't know whether the skirt was too short though, and whether if it had been a full, big dress, whether that would have been better. I don't know. So that was the good ones. The bad ones. Me and Rupert have a joke that whenever anyone says that something's like Saint-Tropez, that they're going to fail because of Jiggly Caliente saying that her like boat look was very Saint-Tropez. Anyway, we quote that all the time because it's so awful. So yeah, Monique saying that her look was very Saint-Tropez was just like, oh no. I mean, it was fine. It did look a bit basic though, and because we found out that she'd made it basically that day. I think the hat element of it was not great either, but it was fine. It wasn't terrible. I don't think any of them were really, really terrible. So, yeah, the Vixen, I think she sold it, but I think the idea was great. Well, it wasn't great, but the idea was good. But I don't think the construction of it was good enough, and it didn't really have a kind of shape that was flattering or in any way garment-like, and I think that was the problem. I did appreciate that she used the top of one of the hats to cover a boob, and I think that was a master stroke of genius. So Asia's hat was amazing, true, but her dress was like from a different runway. And I know she was, I guess, it did look slightly green, and maybe she was trying to be the stalk of the kind of dandelion thing, but I don't know, it looked like two different outfits, so that was a bit of a disappointment. So the whole Blair thing, I think, was very emotional, but I always worry about the mental state of the contestants, and the fact that they are locked up in the hotel rooms all the time, and they're probably forced to think about traumatic things from their lives kind of come up, and how much of that is from the stress of the competition, how much of that is engineered by the producers, and how much of that is just a natural consequence of being away from home and being in such a stressful situation and all that kind of stuff. So, and then also to have a very emotional, dramatic breakdown on the main stage like that. I mean, I know that's all the moment that everybody wants and the producers want, but I just worry about the aftercare that the contestants have, and whether they're supported emotionally. So, yeah. On that, though, I think, and as well in Untucked, this whole episode and Untucked was very positive, and everyone was very supportive and emotional in a good way. And I thought that was really, really nice, because this season, I was worried that this season would be too negative, but it hasn't been, so that was a good break for this episode. Yeah, the lip sync, I think Vixen definitely was the better lip syncer, because it was great to see her smiling and enjoying the song, and I think that's what Blair wasn't doing, and she should have been a bit lighter and But yeah, I think it's a shame that Blair went, but I don't think she was quite pushing herself to the front to the extent that she should have been at this stage in the competition. And it's 10 minutes of wisdom. But yeah, so yeah, looking forward to seeing your recaps, and I'll see you really soon. Bye!